What is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GxGamerCast. We're on episode 202 of my little gaming show where once a week I just have to talk about video games, whether they're new video games that I'm playing today, old video games that I grew up with, it doesn't matter. Video games. And today we are taking a look again at some more sequels that I would like to happen. Now, some of these are probably never going to happen. Now, you can never say never in the gaming industry because who knows? Some of these I'm definitely reaching for the stars. Some of them are like obviously going to happen. So a good little mixture of games that may happen, probably never happen, and some games that are for sure going to happen, but we can get into that in a little bit. But before we get into the sequel talk, of course, I would love to know what sequels you want the most, because everyone loves a good sequel to their favorite game. So let me know some of the more obscure sequels out there, and maybe I'll talk about them in a part 3, a third part for sure, because I could definitely rack up another list of sequels. That would be cool. All right, so let's talk about what I've been up to over the last week or so. As I always encourage you, the viewer, the listener, let me know what y'all have been up to over whatever amount of time. It doesn't matter. Let me know what games you're diving into right now. Let me know what TV shows you're diving into. And of course, let me know what kind of movies you've seen lately. I've really been on a dire straits with movies right now. I don't really have anything on the radar. I don't except actually that's not true. There's a new Jackass coming out, or it's out already, and I am a massive Jackass guy. It kind of caught me off guard. I never think, like, sometimes just because like there's kind of a new Jackass group coming in now after the last movie. I think Jackass I don't think it's dead, because the last movie was arguably the best one. It was so freaking good, and I love the new wacky cast of characters that they brought out. But let me know if you've seen the new Jackass movie, and is it any good? I imagine it is very good, especially if you're a Jackass person like me. It's Jackass, so you know what you're gonna get out of Jackass, but the stunts just keep getting crazier. I especially like how much the pranks have evolved in the Jackass movies. The pranks have gotten out of control, and there's always a good couple of pranks. So maybe I'll go and actually go to a movie theater to see Jackass, because I haven't seen a Jackass in theater since the second one. I saw that with my dad, and that was the one few time I ever heard him laugh. So we love Jackass. So let me know if it's any good. And of course, just let me know what you're doing in general in the summer. What do you do in the summer? What do you do aside from gaming? Let me know. All right, I'm going camping, so I'm very excited. We have a camping trip planned, and that is awesome. I love camping, so I can't wait to just get a fire going, just sit there and just absorb the sky. And okay, let's talk about what I've seen over the last week or so. We got Survivor 25, finished that bad boy off, and it was a good season, a great season actually. I wasn't really into the concept at first, but it grew on me, and especially Michael Skupin. That guy was awesome. Really liked his character. Sadly, he doesn't win in that season, but the winner, Denise, was very deserving, so she played a hell of a game, and it came down to like her one big decision late in the game that kind of solidified her to win Survivor, so that was pretty awesome. But the concept was good. They didn't make the biggest impact, the people that returned, but Jonathan, whatever his name is, I don't know what his last name is. It's Jonathan. Jonathan did pretty good. He made it pretty far, but eventually he's just such a big threat. Everyone knows how hard he plays the game, so it was inevitable that he was going down. But a fun finale, a fun finish, and it's starting to evolve into more of the modern Survivor. We're on season 25. I think they're on like season 40 now, and like the more modern Survivor is faster paced, and there's just bigger prizes, bigger stakes, and shit just happens way faster. So we're getting closer to that, where it's not as predictable, because people just make their packs at the beginning, and that's pretty much like you can predict the finale from that. But other than that, now we're starting to see a little more swerving going on. Speaking of swerving, let's talk WWE. Oh my goodness, Night of Champions went down. We got the King and the Queen of the Ring announced, and the winners and all that great stuff. Obafemi, thank goodness he won the King of the Ring. I was nervous that he wasn't going to win it, but because he is on fire. And every time they have a guy that is this over on fire, they squash him. They do something, which they actually already did to Oba. They made him lose to Brock Lesnar after retiring Brock Lesnar. How can you call it a retirement when homie comes out of retirement 2 seconds later and defeats the guy that retired him? Like, oh, that really pissed me off. But they recovered, gave Oba the big win at King of the Ring. Well, it wasn't King, Night of Champions, gave him the King of the Ring. Now he gets a main event opportunity for the championship at SummerSlam. So they're definitely giving this guy the ball. He's running with it. He is over like Rover, which is excellent because they are in, I'm not going to say dire straits, but there's definitely been some quarrels with what WWE has been doing lately with their latest partnerships and all that stuff. So, you know, the show itself has been suffering a little bit. I mean, maybe more than a little bit, that's being generous, but it's been a little stale, and we're looking for some new people to come up. They brought a lot of people up from NXT, and NXT's in kind of a, not going to say, again, I don't want to say dire straits, because that's a little extreme, but they're definitely in a rebuilding phase, where they have a lot of new faces, and not a lot of superstars yet, not a lot of established talent, but they're getting there, like Ren Sinclair and, oh, geez, what's her name? Something great. Kendall Gray, she's really started to emerge on the roster, which is nice to see. Some of the women starting to step up onto the plate. And then they got my guy, Tony D'Angelo. I knew that guy was going to be a champion. Just from the gimmick alone, I was like, man, a mob boss, and he's got the mafia gimmick, and he's got the Italian thing, and he's got his gang with him. I was like, this guy it's definitely a great gimmick. I don't really like the direction that they turned with him, and so this, like, he's not really doing the mob boss thing anymore, which is unfortunate because that's what I really liked him as. Now he's more of he almost reminds me of Ciampa now a little bit, a lot more serious and very, well, just that's the word right there, serious. So he's been very serious. All right, let's talk video games. So I've been playing some video games. Oh my goodness, I forgot to even mention back to Night of Champions. The whole reason why I wanted to bring it up was, spoiler alert, but Samuel freaking Zayn has become the world champion. We've been waiting for this for like a decade. That championship has eluded him so many times. He's had the opportunity to win it, and they've never pulled the trigger, and they finally did in Saudi Arabia, which is like his second hometown now, because I guess he's Muslim. Fine with me, but they gave him the ball, and now he's running with it. So I hope he doesn't drop the ball. I don't think he will personally, but it's all comes down to the booking, right? So they make him look like a strong champion. I would love to see a good handful of retentions under his belt. That would be great. I don't want his first championship reign to be a dud where he holds it for a month, transitional champion, nothing like that. I want him to have a real championship run, and he deserves it. He beyond deserves it. I also want this to lead to a Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn rivalry, even though I know they're friends right now, but they've broken up so many times. It's inevitable. It's going to happen again. Kevin Owens is going to chase that championship, and I want some more Kevin Owens versus Sami freaking Zayn. Oh yeah, but I'm so happy and proud for Sami Zayn to win that championship finally. That was a big one. All right, we'll talk video games now. 7 Days to Die, come on down. Great recommendation from the homie Luke. He recommended this game for Jesse and I to play. He also stepped in and played a little bit with us, but that has been my bread and butter for the last week or so, has been 7 Days to Die. And absolutely, I don't know, it's just it's a simple zombie. It's just like the best Walking Dead game I feel like I've ever played, and it has nothing to do with The Walking Dead other than there's zombies in it, but it feels like I'm kind of cosplaying it as a Walking Dead game, because it feels like a Walking Dead game where we're just dropped into this world of zombies. We got nothing. You wake up in your underwear, you have nothing, and you just build your way up. And man, the systems in this game are really impressive. The crafting is really in depth. There's a ton of shit to craft. Like, there is crazy amount of stuff, and they keep showing off more things that you can craft later. The more skill magazines you learn from, the more stuff you can craft. And oh man, like, you can make helicopters. We went from walking in our underwear to running around with clothes on finally, to having bicycles. Now we have little mopeds, and we're working our way to freaking motorcycles, 4x4s, helicopters. Are you freaking kidding me? But the combat in the game, it's fine. It's pretty good. I'm a little shaky with the keyboard and mouse because I'm new to the PC realm, so I'm doing okay with the keyboard and mouse. I really enjoy. I started with a knife and a pistol build, and I switched to spear and pistol, and I have just been James Bondin', Hitman, fucking Splinter Cellin' zombies like crazy with my silenced little pistol, just pew, pew, fucking dropping bitches. It is a ton of fun, and the best the concept of the game that sold me was every 7 days, you get this big wave of zombies that hits you, and you got to defend yourself, and you got to bunker down. And we decided we just found a police station. We just bunkered down there, and we started building walls. We started putting spike traps all over the place. It is really fun. And of course, it's a survival game, so you can build up your base, you're crafting stuff, you're getting resources, and you're trying to survive zombie attacks, infections, fucking broken limbs, big deep cuts, and I think I already said infection, but man, and then it's just this big open world that you can just go explore and go find resources, and man, it's an impressively fun game. It's a little primitive, but the systems all come together and make a very fun experience. I am playing this game for many hours at a time, and that's not the norm for me. I usually play games in like 2 hour spurts, 2 hour spurts, and then I'm like, all right, I need to do a little something else. I like to mix up the day. And no, this game has really grabbed my attention. I am especially addicted to the 7 days thing, and the customization of this game is phenomenal. We changed it so that the zombies aren't running anymore, because we were just getting our asses kicked at first. Didn't know what we were doing. We're new to the game, and now we're getting better. You can make our damage go up. You can make their health go down. Like, the customization is awesome. It's there. And of course, it's co-op. So I've been playing with the homie Jesse like crazy, and it's a ton of fun. Luke's been getting in there having fun. And dude, so I can see a lot more meat on the bone for this game. Will it get an episode? I don't know. Maybe. There is something involving this game in this episode, wink wink, so you can be looking forward to that. But yeah, I think I'll be talking about this game for a few more weeks on this podcast, because it's my bread and butter. That's what I've been playing, and I've been playing a ton of it. It's a lot of fun, so great recommendation right there. And speaking of recommendation, we also purchased Schedule 1, which I have heard great things about, selling drugs with your friends. We haven't started playing it yet, but I bought it on the Steam Summer Sale, and I'm very excited to get into that one. But like I said, 7 Days to Die. Rocket League even has gone. I'm not going to say we're not done playing it by any means. We're going to play some later tonight. But 7 Days to Die has really taken over Rocket League. So Rocket League on the back burner right now, but we did jump into our first tournament. Not their first, my first tournament anyway. They've been in plenty of tournaments and have won tournaments. That was my first tournament. We made it through the first round, and then we fell apart in the second game. But hey, it was a lot of fun. I was out there trying. I have admittedly been like not very good at Rocket League, so maybe not playing it for a few days here it will rejuvenate me and get me back into playing a little bit better, trying some new cars out. I don't know. It's Rocket League. It's a ton of fun. And another game I've been playing that is really starting to grab my attention is TCG Card Shop Simulator. Oh, buddy. I wish this game was like the full version of the game. I'm just playing the preview, but so far I'm really impressed. I've been loving playing this game at the beginning of the day. Just get my brain working, doing a little math, because you're running the register and you got to give them change back. But of course, it's a great building game where you're constantly getting new stuff, new cards to sell, new items to sell in your shop, new furniture, bunch of new customers, so you're just getting busier and busier, and you're unlocking new things. Like, I just hired my first employee, and I fired them already, but then I have rehired them. It was a big mistake, but now I don't have to run the register. I can just focus on opening cards and grading the cards and doing stuff like that. So it's quite the fun little game. It's on Game Pass if you're curious. It's just sitting there being adorable, and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, it doesn't have like an adorable art style by any means, but the Pokemon, the cards, the art style on those are pretty cute, and the cards are fun to collect. So they're not, by no means are they Pokemon cards to me. If they had a mod where they made it the Pokemon cards, that's my life now. I would just be playing that game. So other than that, I don't think I've been playing anything else. Let me just take, Lego World, or not Lego World, Lego the Movie. Been playing that with my wife. We've been going crazy with Lego games this year, so we've been playing that one. It's charming. It's very funny. I love the Lego Movie, like the actual movie, so that has a lot to do with the game, obviously. So you're seeing a lot of cutscenes from the movie, and they're reenacting parts. It's very cute, very charming. One of the better Lego games that we played this year, I would say. So I've really been enjoying that. And other than that, that's everything I've been doing. So let me know what games you bought for the Steam Summer Sale. Did you buy anything on Amazon Prime? Because they had a big sale going on. So let me know. I always love hearing a good deal. So we'll do that. All right. Let's get into it. Let's talk about some more sequels that don't exist yet. But hopefully we can talk some of these into existence. Oh my goodness, that music is I'm so sorry, that is gonna get stuck in my head. It's probably gonna get stuck in your head, so there that is. That's Diddy Kong Racing, the main title theme, so you can go with that. Alright, let's just dive into this list. Let's just go for it. We're starting off at the top of the list this time. I usually start at the bottom, so we're gonna start at the top with some beefy ones, and there's some beefy ones in the middle, there's beefy ones all over the place, but I want to know, what sequels do you want the most, and do you agree with any of these on this list? We're starting off with Dark Souls 4, or I'll take Elden Ring 2. Now, you can go back and listen to the previous episode, not the previous episode, but part 1 of this, I talked about Bloodborne 2, so that's why I'm not talking about Bloodborne 2. I know that's the one everybody wants, but I already talked about that. So now we're talking about Dark Souls 4 / Elden Ring 2. Now, it's obviously going to be Elden Ring 2. That's the game that put FromSoft really and truly on the mainstream map. Like, now we're talking millions and millions of sales. Everyone's played freaking Elden Ring, and your grandma's played it. And it's not that niche little, you play this neat little hard game, oh, cute, okay. No, this is the big time now. Elden Ring made it that, because now it's open world. You can do more things. It still holds its challenge, but there's more ways around the challenge. So it's a little more user-friendly than your average Dark Souls game. So, but anyway, I would also love to see a Dark Souls 4. Absolutely. I would love for them to continue on with that style where it's a little more linear. I'm completely fine with that. With obviously the incredibly ingenious level design that they always implement in those games. Oh, buddy. So, obviously, Elden Ring 2 is coming. We're going to get there at some point after Duskbloods, after Night Rain. I'm surprised they haven't rushed their way to Elden Ring 2 by now, but it'll happen. So, what do we want out of it? I think a bigger and badder map, which is an incredible feat, because that original Elden Ring map is one of the craziest, if not, it's the craziest open world map I have ever personally played. I've played a lot of open world games, and Elden Ring is at the top. It's there with like Red Dead for just how full and rich and full of life that world is, and just the amazement, the constant jaw-dropping that is Elden Ring, where you go into this well, and next thing you know, you're in a different galaxy, and you're like, what is happening right now? Like, and you spend 4.5 hours down there, and you're just finding all this loot and new weapons, and just the openness of Elden Ring was really nice. Like, you can do different builds, of course, in Dark Souls and all that stuff, but in Elden Ring it was a little more user-friendly, where you can just kind of change up your playstyle midway through. I went from a strength build to a dexterity build midway through my Elden Ring playthrough to change up the gameplay and how it feels, and just see how other weapons feel, because there's so many weapons. Oh my goodness, there's so many freaking weapons, and amazing weapons to find in Elden Ring. So more weapons, bigger, badder map, bigger, badder bosses. Maybe calm down a little bit with the bosses and the amount of phases that they have. Like, let's fucking calm down with, we don't need 6-phase bosses. That's just redundant. With the shine is off that apple now. Like, you've already, like, with the Guardian Ape, with the Fake Out, and Ornstein and Smile with the double team, like, you got to come up with something a little more interesting rather than, oh, just a 17th phase. Like, I don't want bosses like that, because that's where I feel like they're just going. They're like, all right, let's just add a 4th phase, a 5th phase. Why not? And I don't like those kind of bosses. That's too much pressure, too much repetitiveness of other phases, and I didn't like it. In Sekiro, they had a 3-phase final boss, and I was like, nah, dog, I ain't feeling this. This is a little too much, but find a good 2-phase boss. Sure, I'm down with 2 phases. That's fine. That's where I tap out. Like, once you get to 3, you're like, all right, what are we doing here? So let's try to avoid the unreal amount of phased bosses and, no Godskin dudes. That duo was a piece of crap. But, and of course, can they top Melania? I mean, I'm not gonna brag, but I'm gonna brag. I beat her on the first try, not a big deal. I'll never do it again. I'll probably never beat her again, but I did it. I can't beat Radon, so there's that. I can't beat him, so that's where my wall is for Elden Ring, but let me know what features you want the most in the next Elden Ring. I think I just want more of it. I don't think it needs to revolutionize the ball or anything like that. I think it just needs to be a sequel to Elden Ring, and people are gonna eat it up. But I would also really like a Dark Souls 4, so don't be shy. Bloodborne 2 as well while you're at it. All right, let's move on to a game I've actually never played before, but everyone wants this to have a sequel, and that is Eternal Darkness. Never played Eternal Darkness, but I've seen tons of YouTube videos on it, and it just looks really neat, and I would like them to modernize the cool things that they were doing, like turning your TV off and stuff like that. You can do really cool shit like that with technology that we have now, so, like, you can still do breaking the fourth wall down in video games today, and it can still be really fun and interesting. And also, I want to see Nintendo make more M-rated games, take more swings at that, and try that. I know the sales aren't always there for Nintendo, and they don't like that, but I don't care. I would like to see a sequel, modernize the game. I think what needs to happen first is a remake. I think they need to do a remake of Beyond Good and Evil. No, that's something else. Eternal Darkness. I think they need to remake that game, or at least put it out on the GameCube thing, just so people can play it again and be like, oh yeah, this was really cool. This is one of the hidden awesome gems of the GameCube library. And I think it's inevitable that it's going to come out on GameCube online at some point here for Switch 2. I really hope so. I hope they can make it work, because I know but hey, Metal Gear Solid was still able to do it, so they can, make you plug the controller into a different port. They can still do that on PS3. It was a little awkward, but they made it work. Anyway, Eternal Darkness 2, modernize it, bring that concept to the modern age, and I think you would have a hit right there. All right, well, we'll continue the trend of games I've never played, but I hear a lot about it, and I like the potential of it, and it's a zombie game, and I love zombie games, and that's Days Gone. I would like a Days Gone 2. Now, there are some flaws with Days Gone, which I think is great. That gives it great potential to make a great sequel. You can fix the things that everyone was talking about. Now, the number one gripe that I heard with Days Gone is that it's too damn long. And yeah, I think a 50-hour game is probably a little bit too much. Try and get that down to like a Last of Us 2 24, 25-hour kind of game. I think they would have had a better hit, and it would have reviewed better with critics and stuff like that. But I think the concept of the game is pretty cool. There's just like massive amounts of zombies on the screen, big hordes, and boom, you can use the new well, it's not new anymore. They're already talking about the PS6, but the PS5, I have to mention this right now. Physical discs are dying on PlayStation, and I am not okay with it. That sucks. So you probably won't be able to get a physical version of Days Gone 2 if that game ever comes out. And I feel really good about a Days Gone 2. I think they will do it. There's still enough talk and hype around Days Gone that there's a really great game right there. There's just some things that they need to work on. Do I know what those things are exactly? No, I haven't played the game, so I don't know. But I want a sequel, and because I have been eyeing up Days Gone for a couple of years now. I've had it installed on my PlayStation. I've had it removed from my PlayStation, put it back on. I'm like, am I going to play this game? And the thing that keeps me away from it is the length. I don't want to get into a 50-hour game and like get burnt out halfway through and be like, ugh, there's still another half of this game left. Like, I hate that feeling in video games. So I really think that's probably what's gonna, unless I really like it. That's why you gotta take chances on games. Sometimes I love zombie games, and it does that. You can ride a motorcycle. The main character seems a little generic, but he might be key. I don't know. So, I don't know. I haven't heard anything really bad about the game other than it's just a little bit too long. So, make the graphics better, add more zombies, probably some more exploration, a bigger, badder map, and you probably have yourself a Days Gone 2 right there. All right. Wow, we have a real trend going on here. I haven't played this game either, my apologies, but Dark Cloud 3. Now, this one interests me because it sounds like kind of like Pokopia, but a little hardcore, where there's like more dungeon crawling, and you go down into the dungeons, you're collecting resources, and then you come back out after collecting all that shit and you build a town. I'm like, oh my god, that sounds so freaking fun. And I played games like that, indie games like, it's gone. But there was a game where you dungeon crawl throughout the day or at night, and then during the day you run a shop and you're selling the stuff that you found in the dungeons. And I was like, just loved it. And I would have loved to be able to build a town, and like you could put rivers in there and put some fucking stores and shops and have like the town build up and put some houses in. People start moving in, you start getting quests from them, and like, oh man, I think you put all that into a Dark Cloud 3. Oh buddy, you modernize the graphics. Oh, buddy, like, just sounds so fun. Like, I would love, and you make the combat real good. Like, if you can give me I'm not going to say make it Dark Souls, but give it that heavy feel where I'm dungeon crawling, and give me a bunch of armor and weapons, and dude, and then just give me all the customization for town building. Let me color the walls. Let me change the decorations. Let me put furniture inside the buildings. Let me fucking put pictures up. Let me put decorations all over. And I want weather effects. I want it to snow. I want it to rain. I want all different seasons. I want it basically Animal Crossing, but a little more hardcore. And give me farming while you're at it. Why not? Let's throw in farming. You can build farm plots, and then you can start doing crops, harvest all that shit so you can eat. Why not make it a survival game while you're at it? So now I have to drink water and do this, and I can build my own base. Oh man, yeah, I'm excited. Okay, I want that game right now, and so make it please, Sony. That would be cool. Dark Cloud 3, hell yeah. All right, now a game I'm actually familiar with. We got Spyro 4, but I want it made by Insomniac. I want Insomniac to come back with Spyro, with a big new adventure, and people are going to eat it up. The Spyro trilogy sold extremely well, and people are obviously clamoring for some more Spyro. And I think, I'm not saying that Ratchet and Clank is a little stale, but I think maybe you could put it on the back burner a little bit and go back to something else. Try Spyro, bring it back. I don't want it to be like, I don't want to just throw the word open world out there, but I think an open world situation with Spyro might actually work. Think of it more like how Jak and Daxter, the first game, worked, how it was just kind of open level concept. Like you instead of like load times, you just walk into a new world and you're like, oh, and there's all these different levels, and I'm just imagining how colorful it would look. And they can do like some really crazy stuff, because they've been doing some crazy shit with Ratchet and Clank with the whole like time warp and shit. So they could do like different dimensions of fucking Spyro, where you like go back to the PS1 and you're in a PS1 style world, and you just go back and like, oh, the nostalgia, and you bring all the characters back, the Moneybags guy, and the penguin, and the kangaroo, you bring all them back, the fucking creepy as fuck cheetah, bring him back, and I think if you have Insomniac behind it, you know you're going to get at least a great game, because that's all they release is great games. So I would really love to see Insomniac come back. I want more Ratchet and Clank, of course, don't give up on that, because I still love Ratchet and Clank games, but bro, they go back to Spyro right now. I think it's a hot commodity. People want more Spyro, and if Insomniac's behind it, you got the confidence of that studio, of that developer, and I think it'd be a great game. I would love it. All right, let's go to the next game. We got Dreams 2. Now, I only played a little bit of Dreams, but I love the concept of it. Obviously, it's Little Big Planet, but on steroids. You can create your own games. You can create your own levels. You can create whatever the hell you want. You can recreate fucking movie scenes. You can do whatever you want. I wish I explored more of Dreams. I got to the party a little late. I think they released it for free on the PlayStation Plus, but by then it was, like I said, a little bit too late. The community's already kind of calmed down. All the great creations are out there, but I always would hear every once in a while on the video games, not video games, awesome. Is it video games? No, kind of funny. They would always kind of once in a while just bring up Dreams. Like, yo, bro, I played this crazy creation on Dreams, and I think a game like that should always exist where the player can create their own creations and just give them unlimited tools. Basically, give them a dev kit for the current console and just be like, here's all these mechanics, here's all these things you can make. You can make 2D side scrollers, you can make 3D open world games, you can recreate your favorite N64 games. Like, let people do that. And I think it'd be amazing. You would also find some hidden talent out there as well, because people create levels that are better than what the people who created the game can make. Like, some of the shit I played in Little Big Planet was way better than anything that the developers of that game put out there. I was like, wow, where's the ingenuity here? Like, why didn't you hire this guy? Like, this guy's making some crazy shit in Little Big Planet. But Dreams 2, I don't know if there's a lot of potential there for Dreams 2 to exist, because the studio's a little bit in a bad spot if they're not already closed. There's been so many studio closures. I don't like to talk about it, but there's been so many, it's kind of hard to keep track now who's still running and who's gone. Like, there's just been so many closures, so it's been not a good time there. But what would be a good time is a GTA Chinatown Wars 2. Come on. I know this one's probably never gonna happen because obviously Grand Theft Auto has become such a massive entity, but I would love for Rockstar to release a Chinatown Wars 2 on Switch exclusive, Switch 2 exclusive, and have it be top down the way that it was in Chinatown Wars, and you're selling drugs. Like, think, I haven't played Schedule 1 yet, but think, like, make it super in-depth where you're running these operations, you're selling marijuana, you're slinging coke, you're slinging fucking cheeseburgers, you're slinging anything you can get your hands on, and you make it, you know, you're upgrading this, you're upgrading that, you're getting new scientists, you're getting fucking Heisenberg level fucking chemists in there making the crazy drugs, and you're going out there and you're fucking protecting the streets, you're protecting your assets, you're protecting all that shit. And of course, at the same time, it's a Grand Theft Auto game. It's going to be an open world concept where you can drive around and just create your own carnage. I kind of miss the top down thing. I think it worked. I was pleasantly surprised with how good it worked on handheld. So I think a Switch 2 version of GTA Chinatown Wars 2, and then boom, you get a phenomenal setting in China. You can do so much with China, a very underused asset right there. Like, we've done Japan recently. I talked about Japan being an unbelievable setting in last week's episode. Forza Horizon 6 review, you can go check that one out. But dude, I think it would be actually sick. Like, and they can really, really update the graphics, because the original Chinatown Wars was on DS. Now we have Switch 2 hardware where you're looking at, you know, a PS4 level power. So you could really, really upgrade Chinatown Wars, because it was a little blurry. It kind of reminded me of the PS1 version of it. Now the hardware's gotten a lot stronger, so you can do, like, I think you could do a very interesting art style, make it colorful, make it bloody. I'm thinking like Hotline Miami. I'm thinking like colors like that. You can even make it 8-bit or 16-bit or whatever bit that you want they were doing. But man, I think they shouldn't kill that concept. I think Chinatown Wars is a super underrated game, and I would love to play it in a modern setting where I could sit on my couch playing it on my Switch 2, watching Survivor, watching the hockey game, slinging drugs on the go while you're, oh man. And with this, and oh, just imagine, like, online, you could do shit online. You can get together with your buddies, fucking get on the, I don't know, the drug van, whatever the fuck, and you start out low, like you're just slinging drugs on foot at first, and you're working out, and you're getting faster, and then you get enough money to buy a car, and then you're fucking on a helicopter, then you're in a private jet, and you're just living it up. And by the end of the game, you're just living in a penthouse, just throwing freaking money around, and with all the cars, and oh, man, that would be a lot of fun. Hopefully, I don't play a lot of Grand Theft Auto 5. I imagine there's tons of drug-related stuff in that game, but I think in a top-down version, on the go, handheld, be so dope. I would be super into that. All right, let's move on to the next game. Just got to open up my list. We got Burnout Paradise 2. Oh, buddy. I want Burnout to come back. I know it's... the market's a little like, I don't know, do we really need more racing games? There's a lot of racing games out there, like F1's a great franchise. Obviously, Forza's a phenomenal franchise. You got Gran Turismo, but I miss Burnout. I miss the arcadiness. I miss the car crashing. I'm just looking for a car crashing simulator game, and with the modern hardware, like I just imagine the crashes that they could produce on this modern hardware that we have, like, and then you gotta give me that soundtrack back. Not the same one, but just give me Paradise City, Guns N' Roses, relicense it, fucking give me it. And oh man, I don't even know where I would want the game. Like, just give me Paradise City. Create a world. It doesn't have to, it could be based on Miami, it can be based on whatever, but give me your own world. It'll be fucking 3 times the size. It'll have fucking 3 times the cars and 3 times the destruction. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I miss Burnout Paradise. I think about that game all the time, how much fun I had with it. I actually ended up buying a wheel and everything. It was expensive to me at the time, but an $80 wheel is not a good investment because it's going to be garbage at $80. If you're going to get a wheel, you really got to spend the money on it. Like, get a $200-$300 wheel, and then you're talking. I got this $80 wheel, had suction cups. It was awful. The pedals were just garbage, but I had so much fun with it. I don't even care because the game was phenomenal, and I wanted to come back. So I want Burnout Paradise 2, and I'll take a Takedown 4, Burnout Takedown. I don't know. I'm not 100% familiar with Burnout and the chronological order that they released in, but it is what it is. Let's go back to the N64. Conker's Bad Fur Day 2. This goes with the theme that I want more M-rated games from Nintendo. And dude, even though comedy's kind of dead, I think bring Conker into the modern world and let him just commentate on what's been going on, like, millennials and whatever the fuck, I don't care, government, whatever, liquor prices and the housing crisis or whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. He's got fucking 20, 30 years. When's the last time we saw Conker? 2005 on Xbox or whatever, and that was just a remake. That's, another great thing they can do to hype up Conker's Bad Fur Day. Release that game on the N64 online. Let people play it. Let people be reminded that it's still one of the funniest games out there, but it needs to be retuned because that game is hard as hell to play. The controls are bad. It was built on the N64, which wasn't a great place for it. But imagine Conker with all the new movie references they can make. Like, oh my goodness, they can... Oh, there's so much potential there. There's so many movies that have come out that have been Avatar, like Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know. There's tons of levels that they could base off of movies alone, and that would be amazing. Just the parodies, because that was some of the best parts of Conker's Bad Fur Day was the movie references and the word I'm looking for. It has eluded me. But Conker's Bad Fur Day 2, oh snap. Again, on Switch 2, I guess exclusive, but M-rated, obviously. Like, let me have the fucks, let me have the boobs, let me have the fart jokes, let me have the poo, let me have the blood and guts, and oh buddy, I think that would be amazing. And you can have it be strictly off of the sequel, like making an actual sequel where Conker is on the throne and like he loses the throne and now he's got to reclaim the throne because someone usurped him, and that could be really fun. So Conker's Bad Fur Day, I just want more funny games. There's not enough funny games out there, and it was fun, man. It was a funny, really, really funny game. The Great Mighty Pooh is one of the all-time gaming moments. Like, come on now. So they got to recreate that kind of shit. See what I did right there? All right, we got Diddy Kong Racing 2. Now, this one, I feel kind of optimistic that maybe it could happen, because the only reason why I don't think it could happen is because Mario Kart dominates the landscape of kart racers. It was nice to see the Crash Team Racing come back, so why not Diddy Kong? People have been asking for Diddy Kong forever, and you can obviously revamp the roster, and I just love the concept that I can drive different vehicles. I know Mario Kart's kind of done that now. They have different, you can fly, you can go underwater and do all that, so that's kind of, I don't know, maybe they kind of like blended together those two concepts, and now that's what Mario Kart is doing. So again, I don't feel very optimistic at all that we're going to get a Diddy Kong Racing 2, but man, it was kind of open world, which was ahead of its time. You can just kind of drive around this. That's what I used to do as a kid. I barely did the races. I just like driving around, going to the Elephant Man, telling him to give me a fucking go-kart, give me a boat, give me an airplane. I just rip around, having fun, collecting things, and man, you can make that so much bigger and badder now. Tons of new tracks. The boss fights were really challenging. Man. And of course, they can like, I never thought that it was the tightest controlling. It was good. Like, it's obviously one of the better kart racers out there. People love it. But then you can add in all these new power-ups, and you can maybe do a tag team thing. Like, there's so many new Kongs now that you can add. Like, you can add in all the Kongs from DK64, and you can keep the little cameos from other characters as well. Like, a lot of potential there. A lot of potential. I would love to see Diddy Kong Racing 2. All right, up next, we got Deathloop 2. Now, Deathloop was one of my favorite games the year that I played it. I think 2020, 2021, 22, somewhere around there. Fucking loved this game. Loved the concept. Loved the James Bondy kind of feel to this game, but with a fucking time loop situation on top of it. Felt very badass. Now, just want a sequel. Doesn't have to... I mean, you could do some more shit with it, but I would just love more maps. Give me more perks, give me new abilities. You could do something with the time loop thing, but it's pretty set in stone like what it is. It's a time loop, so but you can add in more options. I just love the creativity of the game. You can go in, tackle a level whatever way you want to. Those are like some of my favorite games where I can go in guns a-blazing, go in silent, go in without killing anybody. Like, you can do all kinds of crazy fun things in this game, and I just love the concept of it. So this one I feel very optimistic you're going to get a sequel to. So Deathloop 2, fuck yeah. If you haven't played Deathloop yet, you got to play Deathloop. Super awesome game. All right, up next we have Sanctum 3. Now this is a game that, a concept for a game that I love. A first-person shooter tower defense game where you can create the path. So they give you like a barren path. They give you kind of a barren map to play on, and then you can place the pathway, let them walk into traps, and you could just make it better. Just tighten up the controls, tighten up the graphics, tighten up the gameplay a little bit, because we tried to play Sanctum 2. It's showing its age a little bit, you know, and you can add in more enemy types, lots of maps, different types of towers, upgrade that shit, you know what I'm saying? Tons of different weapons. They added classes, so that was pretty interesting. So you can make the classes a little more in depth, have like a repairman, maybe make the shotgun not suck and shit like that, make the weapons a little more fun. And yeah, I think you would have, I just love that concept, the first person shooter tower defense game. I have never seen that. I've only played that in Sanctum 2. I would also love for Gears of War, shout out Jesse, Gears of War tower defense. Oh my goodness. Mash together, what's that game mode? What's that horde mode? And throw in tower defense, which is basically, hey, it's fun. Tower defense is fun. I know people look at tower defense as like, oh, Bloons Tower Defense, a desktop game that you play in high ski. No. Tower defense is a lot of fun. It's a concept that I wish more people would use. Mix in some different game styles, mix in some different gameplay. First person shooter, third person shooter. Fuck yeah. So I would love to see a Sanctum 3. I know they've gone on to make I think they're making Goat Simulator now. So I think they've hit the gold with the Goat Simulator thing. So I don't feel very optimistic that we're going to get a Sanctum 3, considering Sanctum 2 came out like over a decade ago. And I think they've moved on to other things, but yeah, it is what it is. All right, next game, BioShock 4. Now, BioShock has gone in a weird way because it went infinite. So Infinite is basically 3 to me. I want them just to... I think a reboot is needed. And you can call it BioShock. BioShock 4, whatever. I think they just need a reboot, get rid of, just the aura don't get rid of the aura, because we got to keep that. We got to keep that aura. But just get rid of the story that they built and just build something else. Redesign the Big Daddy, redesign the little sister, and bring back the plasmids and just give us a whole bunch of new ones, more better weapons, a bigger area to explore, maybe get rid of the pointing arrow thing and make the level design a little better so that you're not getting constantly lost all the time. But I love the concept of the Big Daddy and the Big Sister and the whatever the fuck was in Infinite, the big bird dude. But I like the idea that, like, if you want to attack it, you can. It's going to be a hell of a fight. It's a boss fight, basically, but you get crazy reward for it. So it's also, I want them to bring it, I wouldn't mind it to go horror, like kind of go back to their System Shock roots and bring the scary back, because BioShock 1 kind of scared the hell out of me a little bit. Like, I was terrified at the beginning of that game. As it went through, there was some jump scares, I want them to bring it back and make it a horror game, like maybe even redesign it to make it more like a Resident Evil, where it's third person over the shoulder, or they can do the first person mode, because Resident Evil also does first person, but maybe design it more as a horror thing. I just love where graphics are right now for horror games. Everything looks they can make things look really spooky, really scary, and I think like that underwater concept, no one can hear you scream underwater and shit like that. Like, they could really run with it, make the Big Daddy the most terrifying creature of all time, because I thought it was terrifying the first time I dealt with a Big Daddy. I was absolutely terrified, and you can just double down on that. I think a horror first-person shooter, BioShock, just double down on the horror, make it scary. And I think it'd be pretty awesome. All right, up next we got Uncharted 5. So this one I think it's going to happen. It's going to be Nathan, the daughter, so we can make it that. I'm totally fine with that. Just give me an Uncharted game featuring a little bit of Nathan Drake. He doesn't have to be the star anymore, but we can have his daughter take the reins now, and she's on a big new adventure, and that's all I want. Just give me a setting, fucking wherever. Give me a treasure we're going after. Give me some foreign evil man or woman. A woman would be nice. Give me an evil foreign woman that we can take down, and she turns into some sort of goblin demon or something like that. That would be pretty kiddy, because there's always some sort of weird twist like that. But more new, the puzzles, you can revamp the puzzles. Oh yeah, so an Uncharted 5, whatever they're going to call it, is going to happen one of these days. They have a lot of work ahead of them with that intergalactic game they're making. That's still got a long way, and they got other fucking IP that they got to work on. The Last of Us, so that one's coming as well. But Uncharted 5, I don't think they're done with Uncharted yet. They shouldn't be. So yeah, Uncharted 5. We got Little Big Planet 4, so kind of the same deal with Dreams 2. There should be, on every platform, there should be a game like this where you can create your own. Xbox should jump on this, or just sign Dreams on and bring Dreams over, and you should have something where the players can create their own creations. I mean, they had Mario Maker on Nintendo. They had Dreams and Little Big Planet. They got to bring it back. Little Big Planet 2 was probably peak. Little Big Planet 3, I like the idea of making it more co-op and different sack boys and girls, or whatever the hell birds and fucking big, tall, creepy dudes. But I think you need to bring it back. And if you're not going to do Dreams, then do Little Big Planet. You might have more success in revitalizing Little Big Planet with that IP. But obviously, just allow us to make more creations. 3D worlds, 2D worlds, shoot 'em ups, side scroller beat 'em ups. Like, let me create whatever I'm not good enough. I tried to create like an MXC style relay race, and it was so hard. People could barely get through it. I think like 3 people ever made it through my level, and it didn't do very well. So yeah, I made it through once somehow. So I wanted to be challenging. Anyway, people are creative and they're very good, and I love playing their creations, and I would love to see a Little Big Planet 4 on modern consoles. Or you can just do it with not Sackboy, you can do it with the robot little dude now. What the fuck is his name? Astrobot, yeah. You can do an Astrobot Little Big Planet style game, and you can have a whole bunch of references to the PlayStation and all the eras and all that shit. That would be really fun. I think that would be a really fun game. And speaking of really fun games, superhero games are always really fun, so why not bring back Infamous and give me an Infamous, I guess, I don't know, well, Infamous Second Son was Second Son. It was kind of a spin-off game. An excellent game. I loved Second Son. Platinum that bitch. That was one of the early PS4 games that got me through the early days that were a little bit dry. But Infamous Second Son was one of my favorite games on PlayStation 4. I absolutely loved it. And the thing that kills me is that I never played Infamous 2. I started it, loved it, and dropped it. I don't know why. I can't remember why I dropped that game. I was like, man, this feels amazing. This is awesome. I love Infamous 1. I almost got the platinum on that one as well, but there was a few things that eluded me. But it's a simple concept. It's just a superhero game with lightning powers with the ability to choose the good or evil route. But I like those kind of games. I thought it was really fun. I love flying around with my electrical powers and siphoning the electricity from things. And just, it was a beautiful world. The last one I think was in Seattle. Beautiful world that they created with excellent graphics. The gameplay was tight. I love the lightning electrical powers. Now, you know, there's only so many powers they can do now because, you know, there's only so much you can come up with friggin' moveset that he can do. So that's kind of the problem we got into with Spider-Man. We're on the third game now. The combat hasn't really changed that much since the first one. Like, there's some different combos, but you can only do so much with the powers that you are given. So that's kind of limited but fucking add water or something. Like, shit, just add a different superpower. Like, I don't know, dust or freaking sand would be really cool. Sand would be a lot of fun because that could look really pretty. Shooting up sand all over the place, calling the Sandman, or just bring back Infamous, but you can just ditch the lightning and go do my sand thing. Try the sand thing out. That might be cool. Sand's underutilized and I think is really pretty, especially in indie games. But I like that. It's, you know, it's kind of simple, but I like the fact that you can get 2 playthroughs out of a game with a dark and a good side. So I like the dark route usually. And then it's just different options. And then you can have 2 different characters, one a good guy, one a bad guy. And you don't want to do the in the middle thing, but because that's just boring. That's just, you don't know what you're doing at that point. So just pick a route and stick with it, but give me another Infamous game because damn, they're a lot of fun. All right, let's talk SOCOM. I played one SOCOM game. I played the bad one on PlayStation 3 that nobody played or liked, but I liked it. I thought it was kind of cool. I like the concept of squad-based things. So you can have a squad of 3, a squad of 4, and like put them up against other squads. That could be fun. You could do open world. You can make it the Battle Royale, is that still popular? The kids still play Battle Royale games? Do SOCOM in a Battle Royale fashion. That could be pretty cool. Make it fucking like really hardcore. You can make it like Escape from Tarkov, I think that's what the game is, but you can make it really hardcore. Or even Arma, I think that was a game that was in existence at a point. Arma was or Operation Flashpoint or something. There was some hardcore simulating shooting games where, like, you know, one bullet you're dead. They could bring that back to SOCOM, and you obviously do the online thing because that was the big thing about SOCOM, but just bring it back. I mean, you can even change it. You can change it from, instead of tactical war, I think the tactical warfare would be really cool, or like duos or trios, something like that, like just you and one homie just fucking fighting it out there, and you get dropped in the middle of nowhere, and it's just carnage. It's just carnage, just SOCOM. So bring SOCOM back. That would be pretty interesting, because I only played a little bit of SOCOM because the community was dead by the time I got to it, but it was pretty cool. All right, let's talk Bayonetta 4. Oh, buddy, I haven't played Bayonetta 3 yet, so I don't know if that game has set up a Bayonetta 4 or if they ended it. So I don't know if there will or won't be a Bayonetta 4, but I think there should be, because Bayonetta is one of the best characters out there. She is phenomenal. I love the stylish fighting gameplay in there. I love just the pizzazz. That game has so much freaking pizzazz. So I'd love to see Bayonetta get another game, more crazy boss fights, Maybe make them a little bit longer. The last Bayonetta I played was a little bit on the short side, and maybe Bayonetta 1 was a little on the long side. So maybe like a nice 9-10 hour experience, land somewhere in there. Bring the comedy, bring the wackiness. Like, that's what those games are all about. Just wacky, zany, fucking crazy combat, crazy situations. And yeah, that would be cool. Speaking of crazy situation, we haven't had a Sims 5 yet. Where's the Sims 5? Why are they... they Grand Theft Auto'd it, didn't they? They made it free, and then they just started producing DLCs like crazy, and now that's all they do. They just produce DLC after DLC, and they don't make games no more. But hey, I want a completely revamped Sims game. I don't want the Sims 4 no more. I don't want that. I don't want to play it. I tried it a few times. I just don't like it. I don't like the way that it feels or looks or anything, but there's just... I want them to kind of get back to basics where it's like more about building the house instead of like building a community. Like, I don't know, make the house building features a little more in depth. Let me put in some fucking sewage or something. I don't know what I want out of a Sims 5 game. They've kind of peaked. I think that's why we're not seeing Sims 5, but you know, maybe don't focus on DLC. Put a lot of that in the game initially. I know they never will. This is pie in the sky thinking right now. But I love The Sims, and I haven't been able to enjoy a Sims game since The Sims 2. I did enjoy Sims 3, but that's where things started to change for in like you go to the community hub and you like hang out there. I don't know. For me, mostly it was load time. So maybe just I need to play it on a heavier console that can manage the load times. But regardless, I would love to see a Sims 5. And finally, the game that we started talking about earlier in this episode, I would love to see a sequel to 7 Days to Die. I would love to see 8 Days to Die, 7 more Days to Die, or just 7 Days to Die 2. I think that would be sick. Freaking the number one thing I would ask for is allow me and a homie to look in the same box and talk to the same person at the same time. That's all I ask. Update the graphics, give me a new map to play on, give me new vehicles, give it a little bit more life, like maybe have bandits or something like that, people that'll come by, raid your house, but they also carry like really good loot, so they're hard to take down. You want to avoid them at the beginning of the game, but give me another threat. Give me a second threat out there. A human element threat, I think, would be really cool. You can also make it, I think they already do this, but you can make it online, so you can like, that's probably what they've already done, but give me an NPC human enemy, and I think that would be really cool. A little more of that interaction. You can have more zombies on the screen. I think they already do a really good job, but update the graphics a little bit. It's a little grainy, but give me a little better graphics, give me a bigger world, give me more houses, give me more cars to salvage, and let me create more crazy shit. Make more modifications on weapons. I'm thinking Dead Rising, where I could like put two weapons together. Let me put a fucking razor blade on the end of a stick and let me combine that together, and let me put a sickle on a fucking this kind of pipe wrench, and like let me fucking spin it around or whatever. Crazier things like that. Some vehicle mods like allow me to put like spikes and like put a fucking like mowing a lawnmower on my cars or something so I can like mow down enemies. That would be really fun. More weapons, different style of weapons would be cool. More customization. Yeah, just give me a little more and some more maps. Give me some DLC. Give me some different zombie types. Now we can start going like Left 4 Dead route where there's like witches and like smokers, tanks. Like maybe once every like 21 days they send like a super fucking zombie at you. That would be really key. Maybe they already do that in the game. I need to play it a little bit more. But yeah, I think that's all I got for sequels right now. So let me know what sequels you want. Do you want any of the sequels that I mentioned on this list today? And let me know how, on a percentage scale, let me know how much of a percentage you think that game is going to exist or not exist. 100 being definitely going to exist. 0, not a chance. Not a chance in hell. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. You the best. You want to be even more of the best, make sure you're reviewing and sharing the podcast around with a few friends. Why not an enemy or two? I also upload all these episodes to the YouTube channel GxGamerCast Videos. The link is in the description. I also upload a little video of my cats there every day, so you can go check that out, along with the podcast and all that great stuff. In terms of what else we got with the podcast, been talking about doing a Steam episode where I talk about Steam games that I've been playing recently, which I've already been kind of doing, but we can do an episode on Steam games that I want to play, recommendations I've been told about, so we can do an episode on Steam. And so there's other stuff. Don't worry. All right, so there we go, everybody. Thank you again for listening. We'll be back again with some more GX Plus.